Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you
Hello,
doing
hello,
today?
hello, hello,
Come on
hello.
in the room. I want to see y'all come on in this room. I want to see y'all in the chat box. Hi, Renee. We
Yes,
see you
yes.
from New York
Hello.
City. New York City in the house. When y'all come in this chat box, let me know where you from. Let me know where you from. Give us a shout out. How you doing today, Travian?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Welcome to our 4th of July edition of the
Woohoo! I need some sound
Consevative. Pow,
effects.
pow, 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 pow,
All
pow,
right,
pow.
that's better. I need some sound effects going on this thing. And I think y'all, I think that they passed that BBB, that big beautiful bill.
Yeah, they
I
just
think
All
they
right,
passed
what,
passed
it,
it.
what
and
what's y'all's thoughts on that?
I, I, I gotta be honest. I think, I think this bill harms the everyday American. Um, as far as debt is concerned, more than any other act of our judicial system, our executive branch, this legislative branch. It puts every American $90,000 in debt. We just raised the debt ceiling. You know, Trump is good about getting things done, and so I commend him on passing this bill. There was a lot of back and forth on it. We'll definitely talk about that Hakeem
And a
Jeffries
lot of
bullshit.
opposition from people that call themselves or label themselves Republicans also. So,
Right.
if you
Exactly.
supposed to be a conservative Republican and you not supporting wherever the agenda is, because those Democrats are not voting against their agendas. Where do you see them at, like, really not supporting their agenda? So, if you supposed to be with the party, stick with the party.
I
So,
mean, I think,
welcome.
but that's not true, Laverne. I think those legislators have an obligation to their constituents, and if their
They do,
constituents,
but they obviously they never gave a fuck about their constituents and the people that elected them when they don't fight for their neighborhoods and for their district. Their loyalty is to these other countries, and we see that all the time with all the dollars that they send over there to support these other foreign countries, but they don't put that same support in their districts for the people that need the support the most. You just don't see it happening. So that's the problem I have with them.
Can
But
I say
anyway,
something?
Isaiah,
go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, I see what you're saying, but both parties are both sending money to other countries instead of putting it back into the communities. The Republicans and Democrats are both doing that. They're
I
both
agree.
they're both beholden to APEC.
well, I mean, I think we have to look at it for what that bill allows for, and that what was it? 45 minutes that Hakeem Jeffries sat up there and actually said nothing because this is they make these grandstand, showcases for the American people for publicity for their party because the Democrat Party is so far, in the mud. But at the same time, he didn't say anything that would make even me as a conservative look at what he had to say of having it as having any validity. So, we're tired of this showboating, this grandstanding in politics,
And
and it's
word
on both
salad.
sides. It's on both sides. Both sides have their agendas. Both sides have their propaganda machines. Both sides that we can talk about the Democrats and the liberals, but we also have our far right wing. It none of it makes sense. And who loses in the end is the American people. And as much as we want to say, okay, Trump put this deportation clauses in the big beautiful bill. If we look at what it's going to cost our
Welcome to
children,
Alligator Alcatraz.
and allocate,
Go ahead.
these are the things. I feel like in a lot of ways that alligator Alcatraz is a distraction because it's like they can put some electricity down there and instead. I mean, we ain't got to go through the whole thing with alligators. Throw some electricity like you put, when you make subways and you hit once you touch the ground it's all electric. So but I think the fervor of saying alligator Alcatraz, it's good for media, it's good for hype, it's good for clicks. But I want our government to be a little bit more serious, because in that big beautiful bill, I think we talked about this on the Monday show, Laverne, there was absolutely no financial package like previous Trump administrations for Black America, who um, now I do see there are Black Americans who have woken up, who did, come out of the Democrat Party and did cast their vote for Donald Trump, who do want to take part in the American dream. But this big, beautiful bill didn't have a penny going towards any of that. And that's where my disappointment is consistently coming in with President Trump, because I saw the previous President Trump, the President Trump that I lied, I laid my life on the line for, the President Trump that I love, the President Trump that I, would fight for no matter what. I'm looking for that President Trump, because that President Trump is not the President Trump of today. And that President Trump also ran on particular policies, and then our President Trump also reneged on those policies. So I'm just going to keep it up front. I love Trump. I just don't like him right now. It's unfortunate, because I looked up to him so, vigorously. There was nothing that Trump could do wrong in my eyes. But there had just been a consistent slew of events that just didn't make sense, especially coming out of President Trump, knowing, what we've seen from him in the past. I think he was more American first, in his previous administrations than he is right now. And I think the American people kind of got sold out in this bill. I don't think the American people really looked at what this bill is going to cost them.
And
I
how
think
many pages is that, Bill?
too many that know, like, nobody read it.
And
That's
that's the problem with these bills. They have like thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. Cut that shit short.
with nothing but fluff, if we look at it. So Trump went over to the Middle East and got, trillions of dollars for America. Um, but where are those trillions of dollars going? It's not right now that Americans can jump in and say, "Hey, oh, I want to get some. I want to, do business in Saudi Arabia and get some of that 1.7 trillion dollars. Oh, I want to do business in Qatar and Dubai and get some of those trillions of dollars that have been allocated to the United States." And they have made it to where it's impossible for Americans to figure out how to get some of that money that Trump bragged that he went and got for infrastructure for Americans. And so these are the
And we
things that
do need the infrastructure. We need it,
yeah,
especially here.
exactly. I'm looking
And we
for it.
got
I'm
some roads
watching.
that's got some potholes that, I mean, right
Exactly.
here in the neighborhood the other year, I was just driving to the stop sign, hit a pothole and ended up with two flat tires.
Right. And I'm even
So,
talking towards business. If there's trillions of dollars in infrastructure, infrastructure doesn't just mean our streets and our roads and our bridges and our schools. It also means business allocation of funds for
but we
America.
need that. We need
You
all
know what
the
I mean?
infrastructure dollars, infrastructure
Exactly.
capital
Exactly.
that we can get so we can get this country back on where it needs to be at.
And put Americans back in business. That's who's
That
out of
that
business right
part.
now.
And
Americans
also for the
are out of
small
business.
business owners, because small business owners are so important to each community, that they have thriving businesses, because they're going to hire people from the community, and the dollar can stay within the community and overturn several times, which is going to strengthen the community. So this is something that we want to see take place, you know throughout the United States.
And I also think that, I think it's disappointing that the party has gotten destructive towards people like Thomas Massey, who is actually representing his constituents in Kentucky. All of the calls for his primary, the public, slashing by President Trump of this particular politician. He's not, Thomas Massey hasn't hurt his constituents. That's the people are forgetting this bottom line. Laverne, you ran for Congress. You ran to represent your district and your community, your constituents. And so when your constituents are against a particular policy, no matter who threw the policy out, you still have to represent your constituents. Kudos to him for whatever backdoor negotiations that they, got solved or resolved in the last, in the 11th hour. and Thomas Massey ended up voting for it. I think that disappointed a lot of his constituents because they were still for him no matter what. And then we also have talk of Elon Musk saying, hey, if this bill passes, because Elon was in charge of Doge, he does know exactly how the American taxpayers have been raped and pilfered um, over so many years.
Pimping ain't easy. Go ahead.
Exactly. And so he's like, look, this is not what we ran on. This is not what was supposed to happen, Trump. You have now raised the debt ceiling to infinity. This was not it. And we have to we have to listen to all voices. That's something that President Trump used to do. He used to bring people in, even if they were stupid, and still listen to their opinion. But now he's not listening to anybody but Vanguard and BlackRock and big banks.
And BB
It's
Netanyahu.
unfortunate because they have all gotten their money. They've gotten their money already. The American taxpayer, the American people are still waiting for that trickle down effect. And where is it? Oh, well, gas is down. Okay, thank you. We knew gas was going to go down because Trump is the master of that, for the simple fact that he supposedly but did not negotiate the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Any day now, that war is going to commence. He just had to keep that shit quiet. He said, look, BB, don't send no bombs over to Iran until I get my bill passed. They all work together, and people don't really look at the larger picture and the large scope of the situation. They're all working together against us. And like I said, I trusted Trump so much with my life. And this recent Trump, I love you, but I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who you are right now. And the American people just expected something. But we also have a party. He said it himself. Look, Americans are dumb. And Republicans are the dumbest. He called everybody dumb. He knows how to work this system. And I'm not a hater. Go Trump. Do what you need to do. But not at the expense of the American people. And that's what's happening, in my opinion.
Okay, so we have Dr. Zay here. Zay, tell us about yourself.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not. I know y'all are like day one MAGA, day one Trump supporters. I was late to the game, and my first instinct was to vote third party because I knew I'm like, okay, Kamala is funded by AIPAC, Trump is funded by AIPAC. It's a lose-lose no matter what. That was my first instinct was to vote third party, but I voted for Trump, and I didn't vote for Reagan 2.0, Bush 2.0, Obama 2.0. I was hoping that we was no more forever wars. That's what I was hoping for. And as soon as he took over, as soon as he got back in office, he said that he would end the war between Russia and Ukraine in the first 24 hours of his presidency.
Everybody
That didn't
forgot
happen.
about that little excerpt, huh?
Yeah. And all the dick writing, or I mean, all the excuse me, all the shilling for Israel and the shilling for more so shilling for Bibi Netanyahu, because recently in recent days it's like he's criticizing Israel, but he's hero worshiping Bibi Netanyahu, and it's been real pathetic. And like, have y'all seen
Tell us
the
about
guy?
yourself, because you ain't tell us
Oh,
about
about
yourself
myself.
yet.
Okay, so
We understand all the Trump part, but tell us about yourself. Tell us who you are. You're a guest on the show. We have a lot of people watching, so we always like to introduce our guests so everybody will know who they are.
all right, I live in Georgia. I live like West Atlanta, around like Douglasville and all that. And I started off like Trump derangement syndrome, listens to celebrities and all that. And 2020, the only candidate I would have voted for, you're gonna like this one. The only candidate I would have voted for was Ye. That's my guy. That's the only one I would have voted for. And then COVID happened. COVID was a real eye opener for me. It let me know, okay, none of these people can be trusted. These celebrities, these politicians, they're all pushing this vaccine, big pharma. And I was like, okay. And then I started listening to Candace Owens. Candace Owens was real critical of the vaccine, so I was listening to Candace Owens. I was listening to like a lot of people, like in the NOI, a lot of Nation of Islam people. They was against the vaccine, and they was calling out
You
Bitcoin.
listen to the Nation of Islam?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I was listening. I was listening. Farrakhan woke me up. Candace Owens woke me up. Like I was listening to this. I was listening to this dude a lot named Reza Islam on. It was on IG, and he done a lot of work with RFK Jr. like exposing autism and all that. Only for RFK to turn out to be a disappointment and on other issues, but that's not. We can get into that on another discussion. So I went from Trump deranged liberal to of course, I was said I would have voted for Ye. I definitely like what Ye was talking about in his 2020 campaign because he was like running on like a real like faith based campaign. I mean, shoot, if he ran right now, I would vote for him over anybody else because I know Ye would not be beholden to foreign donors.
Anybody. And that,
Yeah,
that's the point. He wouldn't, he's the freest black man in America. So you are
exactly.
right. He wouldn't be beholden to any foreign interest or any, any other political interest. So what percentage of the voter block is like you, has these views? Like, are you an anomaly? Like, what do you, are you in a, is there a group of you that feel this way? What do you, what can you say about that?
Like are you referring to the anti-Israel stuff or the
No,
anti-big
I'm
pharma
referring
stuff?
to just your ideologies. Just how you feel about what's happening. Where you were, and Trump brought you into a space where you could actually cast your vote for him. But you, as a white, I don't know, are you a conservative, independent? Like, what are you?
At this point, I would consider myself an independent because I've been real disappointed with what I've seen from the MAGA movement and the conservative movement. At this point, I would just call myself an independent.
Gotcha. And is that like where you live? Or is the sentiment the same? Or are you alone on your ideals?
I'm probably alone on my ideals.
Interesting. Yeah, because I don't know too many white people that come on here and say that Farrakhan woke them.
Yeah, Farrakhan woke me up. I was listening to Farrakhan for a minute, and so when COVID came around and Farrakhan gave his speech and he was like, he told black people, he's like, don't let them vaccinate you, and he called out Bill Gates and
At least
Melinda
somebody
Gates
said
and
it. At least somebody said it because the majority of them, they were
Yeah.
stuck on that vaccination process. Some people got triple and double vaccinated. But anyway, we have a clip.
Harass me, dude. You tried to get the police on me.
I just have to ask you. It seems like you're advocating for millions of illegals to be paid their health care be paid for by taxpayers. Is that wrong? Because your constituents are having to pay for the health insurance of millions of illegals brought in by Joe Biden. Do you condemn that? Is that not a problem? No. Come on, it's a pretty easy question. You can condemn it. You can say yes, I do support it. I mean, your lack of an answer. Oh yeah, call the police on me for asking a congresswoman a question. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
That's fine.
No, it's okay. So I mean, can I get a quick answer to that question? Quick answer to that question. Do you support illegals getting taxpayer-funded health care? It's incredible. We pay these.
Well, I guess we finally found out what she's really good at, taking pictures.
Right. And
Taking
running,
pictures.
looking like a
It's a shame when you have people like her, a constant race baiter that doesn't do anything for her constituents. Now she travels to race bait, but when it comes to her constituents in her district, I mean, we see what Skid Row looks like.
exactly.
So self speaks volumes. If you're watching this show,
We
inbox us.
can't
We
see the
want to see you.
comments. We
It's
can't
only
see the
one.
comments. I can't see the comments at all.
It's only one.
Okay.
But thank you, Renee, because at least you did leave a comment. Anybody want to leave a comment? Please come on in the comment box.
I call her a
Yeah,
female Al Sharpton.
you did what?
I call her a female Al Sharpton.
She does look like, she actually looks like a California raisin. She really, like these lifelong politicians, her, Mitch McConnell, that have every, inkling of dying in office, even being non-effective. And she's been non-effective in her district in California for her entire, uh, you know, political career. But just to see the audacity of these politicians who are supposed to be elected to represent the people have the audacity to not even give a damn to respond to the American people who, he asked a really valid question,
Ask the question.
and you say now you're going to call the police on an American in which you were, represented to elect. You're not a local politician. You are a federal politician. So I don't. I think that they all just have to die, and that's the bottom line. They're not going to give up power. They've been in power too long. They could never give up the reins. I only know one politician who was actually elected 100% of the time and only ever lost one district and won the whole state the entire time. And that was the former Secretary of State of Illinois, Jesse White. And he retired because he felt like he had done what he was supposed to do and could not be as effective as he would normally be. That's the only politician that I've seen that will step down out of office for the betterment of his constituents, and that happens here in the state of Illinois. So
Well, that's definitely not happening nowhere else in the United
but see,
States.
and
That's like,
this is why I don't like Trump's beautiful bill, because he purported and he talked about term limits. You have all this fluff and fluff and fluff in this bill, and you couldn't respect the American people enough to put a term limit clause in this big beautiful bill of bullshit. I'm disappointed because this was his moment to show the American people, look, I am not going to allow these politicians to continue to harm you and to harm America. And he did not do that. These are the things, the small victories that he could give the American people. He has not done it in this term. And at the rate in which he's giving out to everyone except the American people, um, something's got to happen because Trump is he's tripping. The American people are now on the back burner. Did anybody look at the handouts in this bill? Did you look at how much these companies and these big businesses and these, free for all money grabs that these companies are able to obtain due to this bill? Did anybody look at how terrible that was? Or did everybody just say, oh, well, we're going to ride with the party? We got to stop hurting ourselves and stop letting other people do that, no matter who it is. And this bill, the American people got hurt first.
play that clip.
I yield back.
Yeah.
No. Ah.
Led by California raisin, Maxine Waters.
And little Miss drawed up purple hair.
It's the Democrats.
I don't know what to say. All of that's just a grandstand for the Democrats to try and display as if they had some type of power when the entire time they had none. They had to do, this last Hail Mary to say, hey, Trump, we can fight you back. And here is our king, Hakeem Jeffries, who got up and talked for 50 minutes and didn't say a damn thing. And I was listening because I wanted him to make some sense somewhere. But then again, it was still more identity politics. And that's what all of it is, whether it's on the Republican side or the Democrat side. Everybody's guilty of it. The people who are paying the price are the American people. And we just don't have a smart enough population to really care enough to sit down and look at the real, you know, hurtful clauses and, the different laws that are different, you know, passages that are put in these bills that at the end of the day, we end up losing everything. We're going to celebrate the 4th of July tomorrow. The 4th of July was brought on for the right for us to bear arms and to not pay taxes. This big, beautiful bill is a slap in the face to the 4th of July. And I'm trying to figure out how to be like Trump and figure out how it is that I can evade the $90,000 that the government is going to take from me off the top, whether it's at the gas pump or at the grocery store. And so I'm just trying to figure it all out. And all of that may be on a state level, but when I fly when I fly, what type of federal taxes, airline fees are just outrageous right now. And then these extra upcharge taxes are just ridiculous. So I'm just trying to look at it like, hey, we need, as the American people, we need to keep asking President Trump what's in it for us. And if people would have asked him about that bill, what's in it for the American people, outside of you saying, oh, we're going to deport, we've got this deportation clause in it. What does it add to the American taxpayers' debt? And everybody watched that question over, especially in the conservative and Republican Party. I'm disappointed that they just rode with it without defining and dissecting how it was going to harm them. It's okay to ride with the party when it's important, but when it's going to, don't self-inflict harm on you. President Trump is a negotiator. If he really wanted to pass this bill, as he had to do in the 11th hour with Thomas Massey, we would have had negotiating powers too, and we could have gotten things that would have affected the American people to offset how this damage of this tax burden is just dropped on us. And he's going to sign it. There's going to be a grandstand of Trump signing the bill. So that's how I feel about it. I'm not taking sides with nobody no more. I'm looking at what's best for this country and what's best for the American people. And yes, by far, I would prefer President Trump as the president, not Kamala. But at the same time, President Trump has a way of giving away things in a smarter way that Kamala was too dumb to even figure out. Trump will things like Palantir and Starlink and Stargate. Did anybody pay attention how they got all that money first? Did anybody pay attention to what went down and how these people got billions of dollars and freedom by the stroke of an executive order by President Trump? And we have still got nothing. And I'm going to drive that home every opportunity that I get, because the American people have gotten nothing. We all look around and say, hey, yay, Trump. But what did we fucking get?
Exactly.
What'd we get? Can anybody name what we got? Nobody can name what we got.
At the end of the day, one thing that we did not get is Kamala. Thank God.
That's what I said.
So the rest of this shit, I can work my way through it. But I would not be able to sit here and say I would be able to work my way through it if Kamala was in office, because we would be in the worst fucking disastrous would be taking place now. So at the end of the day, I voted for Trump. I'm sticking with it because I made that decision and I made that choice. And I'm going to say it again, I prefer him any day over Kamala. The rest of it, I could work through and I could work with. But There's a lot of things with Trump that I'm really glad about. For one, no more fucking men in the women's bathroom. Number two, no more men in women's sports. And for me, that is really huge because I don't want to go in no damn bathroom and see no big ass, burly, fucking hairy ass man with a big ass wig on and a dress. You know, I don't want to see that. And then for women that are in sports, I'm sure they feel a lot safer knowing that there'll be no more men in their competitions. But if Kamala had won, would we be able to say that? No, we wouldn't have. I
Absolutely
don't
not.
think so. So,
Absolutely not. But when
and
you look at it, Laverne, men and women, you're not an athlete, so men and women's sports doesn't affect you
yeah,
directly.
but the men in the women's bathroom affects
That
me.
affects you. Yes, it does. So I'm just trying to look at it because for me, if Trump would have lost, it would have been different for me on a judicial system because that whole Fannie Willis situation would be just in an uproar. So I had having skin in the game. I had to do everything I could do to make sure that Trump got elected. Now, after that,
Well, I think we all did because,
right.
even though you got skin in the game, for the rest of us that are on social media, that was really, throwing Kamala out there and waking people up, we would have had a price on a bounty basically on our heads just as well.
We
For a lot
did.
of
We
us.
did the whole 4 years from 2020 to 2024. This, like I said, this is my fifth X account. I have been suspended 5 times for saying, hey, don't get the vaccine. Hey, don't get the vaccine. The vaccine is poison. There are 1,298 diseases, including 21 versions of herpes, which is basically monkeypox. And they just called
And
it
I
monkeypox.
think people need to really know that because people don't, a lot of people still don't understand that with all of those disease that are in that virus. So when you go to get your physical and stuff, and some of those things that she just listed start coming back positive, you know, that's something that you really need to think about. And I'll say it again because a lot of people, they really don't believe that people, unless you're a doctor, actually know what you're talking about,
Right,
especially when you're trying to talk to the older population of people. And I
right.
know people here that have had like 5 and 6 booster shots. Oh, I took the Pfizer, oh, I took the Moderna, oh, I took 3 of each because I wasn't sure and I just wanted to be safe. And I have actually heard people that said that type of thing. So when they get back to go for these physicals and then all this other stuff start coming up, they need to know where it's coming from.
Never take anything for free from your government because it's going to kill you. Anything
Exactly.
that they're going to not only give you for free, but then give you some chicken and a burger and some condoms to come and take. Don't ever take anything free from your government. I will tell everybody who says, well, have faith in your government. Your government killed you during COVID. Your government wouldn't let you go to your sister's funeral. Your government kept you from traveling and having a high school and college graduation. Your government did all that to you, and only to find that it was all bullshit.
And
So,
your government kept you from going to visit your grandmother that needed you the most because you believed in
exactly.
what the fuck they said.
Exactly. So
And
anybody
and
telling
they
me to
didn't
have
even.
blind
Sorry.
faith in President Trump can kiss my ass because I will never trust this government. I've trusted Trump as far as I can trust him. And yes, he is the better candidate. No question about that. But until I start seeing some real results for the American people, and I will tell everybody, it's not going to be about, I don't know that I'm going to be voting after this election. To be honest with you, I'm probably not. I'm focused on making sure I can be like Trump and figure out ways to have tax write-offs and just keep my money up. Because if my money is there, then I don't have to worry about who's in office. And that's where I am on it because I'm once I've been disappointed by someone that I had full trust in, that trust never fully comes back. So get your money up, people. That's all. Get you some fuck you money. Because it won't matter who's doing what to who and when, because you know what you can do? You can say Fuck you. That's where I am.
So y'all heard that? Get y'all some fuck you money. Not fuck you, not fuck everybody else. Some fuck
Right.
you money.
Right.
Okay, so play that clip, G.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zorhan Mandami, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zorhan Mandami.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
Come on.
And this is the stupid shit that Trump does that I don't like, because do you know how many people in Colorado that said they're going to defy ICE, and people in California that have said they're going to defy ICE who are already legislators? And you jump on this, it's like it's a game that he's going to lose this game. This is where Trump is going to lose the little stupid shit that's unnecessary, because you have 50 other politicians that have already defied ICE, and you have not issued any warrants for them to be arrested. Stop singling this man out because he did his fucking job. No matter if we agree with his agenda or not, the shit is wrong. And Trump is fucking wrong for this shit. And this is one of the things that make me not like him. Because go round up all those other people who have already defied ICE, and they are legislators. You've done nothing. This man is not even in office yet, and you talking like this. It does
Exactly.
not. This is the part where Democrats, the shit they say about Trump, this is where they win. Because it's dumb. Go round up the other people first, and then I'll respect the fact that you'll say you want to arrest this dude in fucking New York, because you haven't done shit with the 50 other people who have flagrantly done it in your face. This is the dumb shit that President Trump does, and this is what he needs to fucking cut out.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with you. And one thing that is crazy about this whole thing is they hate him because he's a Muslim. I'm going to throw that out there. And another thing, okay, he's not. Now, he might. I've been saying this: don't dick ride, don't hero worship any politician. He might just be another sellout progressive like AOC or Bernie, but they're not attacking his policies. They're going after him because when he was on that debate stage, everybody else said, "I'll make a trip to Israel," and he's like, "I'm gonna stay right here in New York. I'm gonna represent the people of New York." And right now, MAGA, they're propping up Eric Adams. They're pushing Eric Adams to beat this guy in the general election. So I don't want to put such an emphasis on the whole great noticing, as it's been phrased, but it's right now looks like it's not left versus right. It's Zionist versus anti-Zionist, and because Eric Adams is pro-Israel, that's why MAGA is propping him up.
But this is the thing: conservatives hated Eric Adams a year ago. They wanted him arrested. You know what? This is why I can't trust the party. This is why I don't trust any of it. Because it's like, okay, Trump said, dangle this cheese right here. Okay, we're going to jump over here. Oh, go over here. Oh, okay, we're going to go over here. No, it's fucking stupid. People don't have their free mind. They're followers. And Trump knew this. Trump said it flagrantly. Oh, yeah, American voters are the dumbest. Maybe I'm going to run as a Democrat because they're the dumbest. You know, it's like he said all this, and so he knows how to, sway the tide. And I just want people to open up their minds and think, because all y'all was talking shit about Eric Adams. If we go and pull up fucking tweets from a year ago about what the biggest conservatives had to say about Eric Adams, it would just be a farce. So Trump, like I said, every politician has their propaganda machine. We have these conservative big account, influencers on X that, to the script, to the T, verbatim, with maybe a word or two indifferent, they're all pushing an agenda because that's the overall agenda. So we can't hate on the propaganda machines of other parties, because conservatives and Republicans are at it too. So yeah, that's what I wish Trump would cut out, because he just gives this man that he's trying to destroy more flame, more fuel. Eric Adams is not going to beat this man. There's nothing that they can do at this point, because guess what? Just like the media created Trump, the media is creating Zoran. And Trump is the biggest, culprit in this situation. Why are you getting up talking about a candidate who's just in a primary, just won a primary? He's not, we're not in the general yet. And you're going to arrest him for speaking out about policies that an abundance of people have said to your face and defied you in your face publicly and attacked ICE in your face, but you want to jump and say, oh, I'm going to arrest this one? This is the idiocracy that I think our party needs to, admit to, because Trump used to be a lot more like cunning with his, if he wanted to clap back, Trump would be so precise. It would be funny. It would be right. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to debate it because it would be fucking true. This shit he's on right now, I'm like, Trump, what's going on? Who's running you? Where will the real Donald John Trump please stand up?
Okay, we have another clip.
Jasmine Crockett is flipping her wig over a song written about her. The song points out unfiltered and unintelligent behavior, and she doesn't know what to do, since the song, called Ghetto Rat, is on all streaming services, and she can't get it taken down. Here's the song.
She's in love with D.I., but she talks like a ghetto rat. Her middle name is Felicia, and she looks like a pile of scat. Her name is Jasmine Crockett. She probably has a crack in her pocket. Yep. She nasty and talks so ghetto. Gutter rat. Dancing like a fool in 6-inch stilettos. Imagine all the fools that voted for a ghetto attorney chick. She's got no...
Okay. I'm gonna say this about that clip. Sheldon Daniels. Y'all remember that name?
Yes.
Sheldon Daniels. Remember that name. Sheldon is running against Jasmine Ratchet Crockett. He's running against her. And please support him. This is a very serious candidate, y'all. So
he actually has a chance.
He has a chance. He's a very serious candidate. So if you all truly want Miss Ratchetness out of that congressional seat, you actually have a chance to do that with this candidate, Sheldon Daniels. So please go to his page. If you're in Texas, please show up and support him.
Texas 30. It's Texas 30.
Donate to this man campaign. Help him out. Help him out.
Yes.
So that we can get rid of Mrs. Ratchetness from out of that seat.
We gonna 86 Jasmine Crockett. We're gonna get her out of that office. So yes, please support him. All of Texas District 30. Please come out for Sheldon Daniels. He's been working hard against all odds. They've got the primary. Did they have their primary yet? When is their primary? Is it in November?
Sure.
So yeah, just get out. Make sure you come out strong for the primary, because that's the key indicator to where the party will get behind Sheldon and start, getting him the necessary resources that he'll have to defeat Jasmine Crockett. So the primary is so important. Do not elect to overlook casting your vote in the primary. Texas District 30. The primary is an indicator for the Republican Party, the GOP, to be able to get behind Sheldon Daniels and give him the resources that he'll need to take that trash wig wearing, ghetto faking heifer out of our lives for good. So come on, y'all.
And out of Congress for good as well. Okay, I think that election date for that race is May the 3rd. No, it's not May the 3rd. It's not May the 3rd.
So yeah, we got to get her out. We have to dismantle the squad. And as you see, she was I guess you would call her the face of the Democrat Party for about 5 months. I think that's dissipated. They're trying to bring Bernie Sanders and AOC back to the forefront.
And purple hair.
And purple hair. Because they see now her fizz has fizzed out. So let's make sure we fizz her all the way on out. Whenever that primary is important, because that will show how serious of a candidate Sheldon will be. G, you got another clip? Look, free Diddy. That's all I'm gonna say. Free Diddy, free Diddy, free Diddy. We have this case. I think number one, Diddy should have been granted bond from the jump. They threw all these trumped up charges that they had to immediately, throw out once it came time, for the jury to deliberate, because that would have ruined their entire case. They threw all these charges on Diddy. When did a RICO, but and I have something else to say about this. But when did when did somebody get charged with a RICO for being a freak? I'll tell you, and I know all of you know it. I know Diddy. I've been around Diddy. Diddy's one of the biggest gangsters in the game. Um, does he have his issues? Is he whatever he was doing with the plenty of women or whatever? I didn't see a single underage girl in that situation. And then also, everybody was around Diddy. I will bear witness, they were around Diddy for the lifestyle. Diddy knew it too. So Diddy used everybody the same way that they were trying to use him. And now Diddy,
for them dollars.
exactly. So, Cassie snitching to the feds on all of his tapes that were hidden, that he had on everybody that were behind his wall. And then her turning around after she got $30 million saying, hey, don't give Diddy bond while we wait for his sentencing because I fear for my life. Let me tell you, if Diddy wanted to touch you, Diddy can touch you. So Cassie is the main problem in this situation. And people who do the dirt that she just did, because she was a willing, happy participant. She was catapulted to the front cameras of the world through Diddy. Cassie got a day coming. I don't know how it's gonna come, but her husband is now out blowing all her money, gambling it in Vegas right now, because he is under the stress of knowing that the woman that he is married to, the world has seen her in her, you know, full regalia. So free Diddy, free Diddy, because we've
You
got
know,
people right now that we've got a full Epstein list that our president refuses to release. All of these big corporation CEOs, these other politicians, they've been doing freak offs just like Diddy for years, before Diddy was born. So fuck all this shit. You're not going to take this man built a billionaire empire, and that's extraordinarily hard to do. And people will say, oh, to become a billionaire, you got to do some dirty shit. Well, if that's the case, they're all guilty. So free fucking Diddy. That's a free Diddy. And I don't even like Diddy, but free Diddy.
this is the problem I have with that case. If you're gonna say that this man made me do this, um, all of these sexual acts against my will, then why did your text messages show otherwise? Why was your text messages showing you asking him, oh, when we gonna do a freak off? When we gonna do this? When are
Right.
we gonna do that? You know, so that's the whole problem that I have with a lot of the things that were said. It just didn't make any sense. It just didn't add up the
Right. And
way, you know.
his main assistant for over 15 years wouldn't testify. So they really didn't have no case, because that would have been the woman that would have known everything, because she would have been the one arranging it. So, I'm so disappointed, because they were never interested in Diddy's sex escapades. They were interested in trashing the empire that he built and trying to take everything away from him. Because if he would have been convicted of the RICO, they would have been able to take every dime away from him. his family would have nothing. So,
Right.
but this is also another thing. This RICO that Diddy was in just set a legal precedent. And we, as co-defendants in this Fulton County RICO in Georgia, may be able to use this precedent. So there was legally and judiciously, there was something good that came out of this trial, because people who are now charged with RICOs will be able to use what happened in this Diddy case. And so I talked to my lawyer about this 2 days ago, and he said, I don't know how you feel about it, but we should be working on something, because this is a huge precedent, for RICO defendants. So yeah, free Diddy. Shit. Free Diddy.
Okay.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Isaiah.
All right. Speaking about Cassie's husband, I've been saying, I didn't know that you could be a bigger cuck than Will Smith and Adam 22. If this man stays with her after all is over with, you can't be a bigger simp than that.
It was the $30 million. That's why I stayed. Come on now.
Yeah.
He was the
Give me your
mastermind
reason.
behind it all. He
Okay.
was the
So
mastermind.
Grilling Act has joined us, and of course, welcome to the show. And nobody's leaving comments today. I want to
I
see these
can't see it.
comments.
Right. Uh-oh. Hey,
Hi,
Nora.
Nora. So Greenland says that he's willing to bet $100 that Jasmine beats Sheldon by
Triple
triple
digits.
votes by the
You know,
triple votes.
this is the thing. They're going to throw the money behind her. But if he stays in the field and he works his ass off, you know, every day you need to put in 18 hours a day. If you really want, this is something that I learned from the one of the better politicians that I know. You have to be in the people's face. You have to give them that reason. You have to separate yourself. Sheldon he's got time to do that. But it's not about money in his race anymore, because the media and Jasmine Crockett have given him the publicity that he needs, and I think the energy that he needs in which to beat her. So she's a terrible, image consultant for herself. Everything about her is ratchet. Everything about honey. What did she say about the senator or the governor in the wheelchair? What, he was in Hot Wheels. Things
Wheels,
like this. If he
Hot
has an
Wheels.
ad budget, and I told him, I said, look, you need to be buying your ad spaces now, because Jasmine and all the other politicians are going to come up and buy him, so you can't advertise on TV. But she's got clips that he could use to destroy her, because that Hot Wheels clip, and that's the governor. So,
Yes,
he should be, the governor, he should be getting, support from the governor public. I think it's Greg Abbott. I think he should be getting, be doing public appearances with Greg Abbott. He needs to use all the ammunition that Jasmine Crockett has given him, because she's terrible. Like, as an
yes.
image, as a PR person, I would be able to make commercials for Sheldon that would fucking rip her to pieces. So he's got to get on that.
Yeah, that's very important. Well, today is gonna be a short day for me, y'all, because okay, Nora said Travian is correct. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we need all the help for him that he can really get against her. So anybody that would like to, please support Sheldon Daniels, and also our girl Raven. I can't forget Raven. And she's running in District 23 in Florida. So shout out to you, Raven. Um so I'm gonna close out a little early today because I got a lot on my plate to do. And I
What
know you do
happened?
too, Travian.
Okay,
I'll talk about
I
it
was
later.
trying to send.
I'll call you later
Huh?
when we get off. But
Okay, hold
thank you,
on.
Dre, for coming on.
I'm trying to send a video to G. So tomorrow, um, we have a very, very awesome free performance from Bernie Ledden of the Eagles. And this performance is going to be live on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Take part. Let me know, G, if you got that video, if you could post it. We have a personal message from Bernie Ledden.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if G got the video, but put it on the screen if you got it. This is
Bernie Ledden.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, it's Bernie Ledden. Join me tomorrow on Independence Day for a performance of the national anthem. Outstanding in my field. And hope you enjoy it. God bless.
So he did that specifically for your show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So
y'all please be looking out for the video tomorrow, and I'm gonna post it on my page, and of course Travian will have it on her page as we support this country. Happy 4th of July to everybody, and y'all please be safe. Please be safe.
Safety first.
Happy birthday, America.
So Nora's asking, are we going to be consistently on Mondays?
We are trying. We're still working out details. We're kind of playing it by air, depending on what happens. So, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Well, thank you, Isaiah, for joining us. I'm
thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you for inviting me. Sorry.
Thank you, and y'all be safe. Yeah. Please be very careful with them fireworks. I'm tired of each and every year somebody end up missing a finger, an arm. Some people end up losing their life. So y'all be careful. Stop blowing shit up like your cars and your houses and shit with them damn fireworks. Be careful. Be careful. Happy 4th. And for God's sake, don't just shoot up every damn thing, because what goes up must come down. Okay? So y'all remember that. And on that note, y'all be safe. Thank you, Grilly. That we like to see your comments too. Really, we would love for you to come on stage. If you would like to come up, just inbox us with your email. Renee, thank you for joining. Nora, thank you for joining us also. And y'all, hopefully we'll see you Monday. And y'all have a great
Happy 4th of July.
4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Laverne Spicer, and I'm asking for your support today. Thousands of Americans struggle to get food, and they wonder where their next meal is going to come from. But I'm here, been working with them for over 25 years to provide food to people that need it the most, right here at our community food bank. So today, I'm asking you for your support. Please provide a contribution to help make a real difference in our community and to help us feed people. And you can do it right here. Donate today on Cash App, and you will see the link above.